Welcome to Solving Equations, Exercise 3. Here we have question 1. 2x plus 3 is equal to 15. Okay. Circle my terms. This plus belongs to the 3. We have here. The aim of this game is to get x alone on any side. So we're going to separate what is next to x. The easiest thing to do, our first choice, is a technique called moving terms. So we move the term, which is the plus 3, across, and we'll have 15 with a minus 3. Remember to change the sign as the plus 3 goes past the equal sign. We're left with 2x on this side. 15 take away 3 is 12. 2x alone on the side. We have a situation now where we've got just one term on this side, one term on this side. Moving terms can't help us anymore. We need to actually move that 2, which is part of a term. So we're going to move that term diagonally across. That 2 will move diagonally across there, so that it'll come underneath the 12. So what we'll have is 12 upstairs and a 2 downstairs. And the x remains alone upstairs. So now we have x is equal to 12 divided by 2, which is 6. X is equal to 6. And that's your answer. Problem solved. Let's look at question 2 now. Question 2. We have 3x plus 10 is equal to minus 2. Time to circle terms. Okay. First thing we'll do is draw an arrow to show that I'm gonna move this plus 10 across. So we end up with, on this side, a minus 2 didn't move, but we have now a minus 10 behind here. And on this side we have 3x. So 3x is equal to, go down 2 and go down 10. It's kind of like you're down at minus 12. 3x. Once again, we have only one term on this side and one term on that side. Look at it. We can't use moving terms anymore to separate or to solve our problem. We need to move that 3, which is part of a term. That 3 will move diagonally across and come underneath. We cross multiply the 3. So I end up with x alone on the side is equal to a negative 12 on top and a 3 below. A negative 12 divided by 3 would be, are the signs same or different? We have a sign which is a minus there, and we have a positive below. Different signs would be a negative answer. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Our answer is x equals minus 4. Question 3. 4x plus 30 equals 2. Okay, this is what I would normally do. Um, what I did before was a lot of writing, which I would do as to explain to a beginner. But the way I would do it for myself, I would just write out little bit stuff. I'll move the 30 across and I'll have the 30 come across as minus 30. So I'll have 2 minus 30. The 4x would be alone on this side. That's how I'd write it. Okay, 2, you go up 2, but then you go down 30. You'll be like at minus 28. If in doubt, use your calculator and see it. 4x here. Next thing, I have a term here and a term here. I need to move this part out of the term on the diagonally underneath here. Cross multiplying the 4 across, I will get x is equal to minus 28 over the 4. X is equal to minus 7. So that is how we normally write it, without drawing any circles or arrows, because once you've been trained with all the circles and the arrows, you would understand what really went on. We took this term and we had moved it across here. And that's how we end up with this line. And then here we had one term and one term. And that 4, we cross multiply that 4 underneath here. And that's how you end up with the 4 underneath the negative 28. Okay. Moving on to question 4. 5x minus 9. 5x minus 9 is equal to 6. I'll move the minus 9 across. I'll get 5x alone on the side. 6 add 9. 6 add 9 is 15. 5x equal 15. X must be 15 divided by 5 because I cross multiply the 5 across. X is equal to 3. Let's move on to question 5. Question 5 was 13 plus 2x is equal to 19. If I were to circle my terms, I would decide that I need to get x alone. Right now that x has company. The x has a 2 next it in part of this term, and it has 13. I'm going to move that 13 term across here. So I end up with the 2x alone on this side. I don't need to write any plus anymore because it's just the one term alone on this side. So the plus could now become invisible. It's taken for granted. 19, we have minus 13. 19 minus 13 should be 6. To x is equal to 6. X is equal to 6 over the 2. X is equal to 3. Question 6. 2 plus 3x equals 14. We'll take this term here, 2, and carry it across here. So we end up with 3x is equal to 14, but this positive 2 now turns to a negative 2 on this side. 14 take away 2 is 12. 3x is equal to 12. X is equal to 12 over 3x is equal to 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so now we're on to question 7. Question 7. 23 take away 4x is equal to 3. Okay, we have a, let's, there are many ways to move this around to get your answer. So let's look at the way I would have done it. Now, we'll look at two ways to do it. So first of all, this is what I would have done. I would have moved this 4x here and make it a positive 4x. And I would have moved this 3 across here and make it a minus 3. Why? Because it would have made the sum real easy. I end up at 23 here. 3 comes across as a negative 3. And my minus 4x becomes a positive 4x. 23 take away 3 is 20. 20 equals to 4x. Now what I have to do is cross multiply that 4 underneath here. Because you have two terms only, and this 4 has to move out of part of this term. It will move diagonally across. We cross multiply that 4. So we end up with 20 over the 4 is equal to x. 20 divided by 4 is 5. 5 is equal to x. Therefore, x is 5. Here's another way to do the same sum, which might have been something like what you would have tried. Question 7 again. 23 take away 4x equals to 3. Well, a lot of you all like to keep the minus 4x on this side. So you probably thought of moving the 23 across. That's right. Move the 23 across. Don't forget to change the signs correctly. We are left with a negative 4x on this side. Don't forget that minus didn't move, it's still there. The 3 is here. Now we have a negative 23 coming across here. Negative 23. So 3 take away 23. Go for elevator ride. Go up 3, go down 23. You would have landed at negative 20. If in doubt, do it on the calculator and see. We end up in minus 4x is equal to negative 20. Now we have a situation with one term on this side and one term on that side. The lonely sheep situation. We need to move that minus 4. So, do we move a whole term? No, that can't help us anymore. We cross multiply instead. And when we cross multiply, we're going to move the minus with the 4. So this minus 4 will go diagonally across here, leaving behind x alone here on this side. On this side now we have minus 20 over minus 4. Minus 20 over minus 4. So if the signs are the same, the answer will become a positive answer. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Therefore, the answer is x is equal to positive 5. You end up with the same answer. And you actually use less lines too. And both ways are correct. It don't have I I don't think there's one way better than the other. It's just you have two ways to get out the answer. You choose which way you find you like. Okay. Number 8. Question 8. 6 minus 5x is equal to 11. Chances are most likely you'll kept the minus 5x on that side. Move the 6 here. And you all had, don't forget it's still negative 5x. If I was to circle all my terms, you'll see the minus belongs to the 5x. Okay. So when I move that 6, I still have minus 5x on the side. Still have 11 here. Now the 6 is a negative 6 because it changed sign from a positive 6 to a negative 6. Minus 5x is equal to 11 take away 6 is 5. Now we cross multiply the minus 5 below here. The minus 5 cross multiplies across here. We have x is equal to 5 over minus 5. Are you all okay with that? We had only one term on this side, so moving terms could not help us now. And you always like to move terms as your first choice, but here moving terms can't help, so then you resort to a second choice, which is cross multiplying, where we take that piece, the minus 5, bring it underneath. So you end up with this. Are the signs above and below same or different? Different. If the signs are different, the answer would be a negative answer. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So your answer is x equals to minus 1. Another way to do it, if you had question 8 again, 6 minus 5x equals 11. You could have taken the minus 5x. Well, first of all, let's circle the terms. 6 minus 5x, 11. We could have done this and taken the 11 carried here. We'll end up with the 6 still here. The 11 now changed to a negative 11. And the negative 5x now changed to a positive 5x. 6 take away 11 would be minus 5. 5x here. We have one term on this side, one term on this side. Moving terms can't help us anymore. we will resort to cross multiplying. We move the 5 across. You'll end up with x alone on this side and a minus 5 above and a 5 below, which will give us a negative 1 is equal to x. Same answer. We just have to turn it around. Therefore, x is minus 1. Question 9. 9 minus x is equal to 7. Okay. Easiest way for me to do this, I circle my terms. I will move the minus x across and move the 7 here. What would I get? 9 still here. 7 has come across as negative 7. And the negative x come across as a positive x. 9 take away 7 is 2. 2 is equal to x. Therefore, x is equal to 2. Another way to do question 9. 9 minus x, this is question 9 again, is equal to 7. Instead of moving the minus x across like what we did up here, let's move the 9 across. We end up with negative x still here. We have the 7 here. The 9 is now minus 9. You'll end up with 7 take away 9 is minus 2. Minus x equals to minus 2. Minus x over. Here's a trick we sometimes do. A minus x means the same thing as minus 1x. Did you know that? Negative x is the same thing as negative 1x. Remember, we talking caveman. Take away, if I say take away marker, is the same thing as take away 1 marker. Okay, so if I say take away x, it's the same thing as saying take away 1x. If we were to think of it like that, and here we have minus 2 still. What you can do is cross multiply. We've never done this before. At least I never showed it before. We could cross multiply the negative 1 across here. So you're left with x alone on the side. And we have minus 2 over minus 1. Minus 2 divided by minus 1 will give us a positive answer because the signs are the same. 2 divided by 1 is 2. X here. We end up with the same answer, x equal to. But look at how much lines it took me if I was to explain every single step. Okay. Moving on to question 10. Question 10. Negative x plus 2 is equal to 5. Okay. Let me circle my terms first. This is how I would have done it. I would have taken the minus x, carried across and make it a positive x. And I would take the 5 and carry it across, probably short right there. And that 2 would have shift across. So that positive 2 shift here now as the first term. The 5 come behind it as minus 5. And the x comes across here. 2 take away 5 is minus 3. We're done. X is minus 3. Therefore, x is minus 3. But we have another way, which some of you all might have done. Looking at question 10 again. If you have minus x plus 2 equals 5, let's start over by circling our terms. And now we're going to move the 2 instead. We end up with negative x on the side is equal to 5, take away 2, minus x is equal to 3. So if minus x is equal to 3, another way you could think of it is minus x is the same thing as minus 1x, and so minus 1x is equal to 3. That minus 1 cross multiplies underneath. We end up with x equals to 3 on top minus 1 below. And 3 divided by 1 is 3. Signs are different, so answer will be a negative answer. A negative 3. X is equal to minus 3. So that was one way we could do it, but it's another way I taught you all to do it as well. If you had this line here, minus x equal 3, let me write it over in a different color. If we had reached minus x equal 3, instead of coming down with the minus 1 here, I also taught you another way to work it out. If we have terms here, we can move that term across and it'll change from a negative x to a positive x. And if we have the 3, we could move it across and it turns into a negative 3. So we could have here now 3 on the side as a negative 3, and the negative x turns it to a positive x. And we're done. X is minus 3. So we just turn it around. Therefore, x is equal to minus 3. So okay, so that's what you can start here and go down this way. We could start here and then go this way. So it actually have 3 different ways you could work it out. This way, that way, or this way. Okay. You probably have other ways that you could work it out as well. Um, but those were the ways with my techniques. All right. That was question 10. We will stop here today. Um, homework. Homework will be complete questions 11 to 20. Good luck with that. Okay? Alright then. What is questions 11 to 20? Question 11 to 20. Alright then. So, have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.